Here at the 2025 Lancaster Archery Classic. In the booth, I'm Greg White, and Connor Kaufhold joins me for the next couple of matches. How's the weekend going, man?
It's been great, yeah. There's been a lot of good matches, even so far this morning in the bow hunter class. I don't think anyone missed a 12 that was going for it. It's been great shooting all around, so it's been great to watch.
Yeah, we've even had an inside-out 12. And, of course, let's talk a little bit about how we got to this point and how this match actually unfolds. So, in this particular category, the top 4 have qualified, and then the ranks are tied by 11. So it's a bottom-up format. So we're going to watch number 4 qualifier shoot off against number 3. Whoever wins that's going to shoot against 2. Whoever wins that against 1. Connor, tell us about the scoring.
Yeah, so we have a 12 ring in play for this. So that means the maximum amount of points can go to 136 because you can call 1 per end. So max for an end is 34, and it must be called for it to count.
So it's now time to bring in PJ and get women's Olympic recurve going.
All right, here we go. Women's recurve. We're going to start with our number 4 seed from Grosseto, Italy, Landi Vanessa. Vanessa Landi. Sorry, said it backwards. Vanessa Landi. And our number 3 seed from the Netherlands, Gabby Schloesser.
So these 2 archers coming to the stage, number 4 qualifier from Italy, and Gabby Schloesser, who's lives in the Netherlands with her husband. This guy, he's pretty good, Mike Schloesser.
Yeah, might have heard of him before.
So for Gabby Schloesser, this has been a very interesting last couple months as Gabby comes in here 5 months pregnant.
Oh,
and
wow.
in talking with her, yeah, I was actually in Europe with her husband Mike and Gabby for nearly a month in November for World Archery and Kings of Archery tournaments. And I remember she was pretty sick in the car when we were driving around, and I was a little suspicious. But in talking with her, there's something, Connor, called pregnant brain. And pregnant brain, apparently, as she said to me yesterday, is not a very focused brain. So the biggest thing that she's finding right now in archery is that she's really struggling with her focus, and that she can be in tournaments and the brain just kind of wanders. So it's been very trying for Gabby to stay focused, but obviously your number 3 qualifier, she's doing a good
she's
job.
done a great job to get up here.
10-9 liner for Schloesser. And of course, Vanessa Landi. So we're in the European Championships. Bronze in the Mixed World Championships. So Landi, no stranger to the stress of the stage. So Landi came in actually as after qualification, came in with a score of 588 points. That was her number 5 qualifier. And then through the 2 elimination matches, you add all those points into it, she comes in with 820 points. Where Schloesser, on the other hand, came as your number 3 qualifier at 604, and now has a total points of 841 as the number 3. So up top, it was relatively close. But in terms of total points scored on the weekend, there's been a bit of a gap between Landi and Schloesser. Let's go to PJ.
Vanessa Landi. My apologies for saying your name backwards. Welcome to the Lancaster Archery Classic final stage. Is this your first time here?
Yes, this is my first time here. I'm so excited. It's very beautiful and bigger.
First time at the tournament as well, or just on the stage?
Yeah.
First time overall, okay. What do you think of it? How does it feel to be up there? How are the nerves feeling?
Oh yeah, sure. And it's very particular shooting here on the inside, upper the box, yeah.
Standing up on the platform, right.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, Vanessa, we appreciate you coming over to the Lancaster Archery Classic. Looks like after our first end, we have a 1-point lead for Gabby Schloesser, 30-29.
Yeah, there was a 9 asterisk, so that got upgraded to a 10, which means Gabby's rolling on 30 points. And of course, in terms of being on the stage, Gabby's been here before.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Right, so still there's got to be nerves. And of course, this is Gabby's first time being on stage, being pregnant. So, and there's not a lot of archery left for Gabby, who's actually originally from Mexico and shot for the Mexican team. And that's obviously how her and her husband met, through archery and world archery events. But Gabby's only planning a couple more tournaments. I think she's planning on going to Chicago for NFA, and then that's going to be it.
Wow.
Possibly until August for this year. She's obviously going to stay home in Netherlands, have the baby. So I think wouldn't be surprised if she's putting a little bit more emphasis on this, kind of heading on out.
Yeah, go out with a bang for sure.
Now at this level, you know, to sit there and break down these shots is pretty interesting. You yourself have won this tournament with a recurve.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago, but yeah, youth recurve. I think that was back in like 2018, something like that.
Did we have the big stage back then? Did we have the TVs? Did we have all the lights back then?
Yes, it was the same concept as we have here, so it's the same feeling, but yeah, there's a lot more eyes on you now. It's grown a lot.
Let's get the PJ.
I feel really sick, but I'm still here trying to do archery and enjoy it.
All right, we see your picture up there, 2022 on the left side, past champion here. I won't make you talk too much. Can we run through your equipment real fast?
I'm shooting Hoyt XD with the resin limbs, Duval, Axel, sorry, side, shoot stabilizers, baiter plunger, and Spigarelli aperture.
And we got,
Easton extends.
looks like you got the biter knocks on the end there. All right, Gabby, that's all the talking we'll have you do. We appreciate you coming out. Gabby holds a 3-point lead going into our third end, 59-56.
I'm just gonna have to call it out right now. That's her husband's fault, Mike. He showed up here a couple days ago sick. He feels like he's better, and Gabby was fine. So I think it's a couple-day delay, and it sounds like she's got the cold. There's been something going around, especially for this couple. They travel all over the world. A good 10. The other thing to note too is that, like, when you shoot a world archery round, the 10 ring tends to be a little bit like you don't have 11 rings in play.
Yeah, so just catching the outside of the 10 is all you need. But here, there's an extra level of precision that you're rewarded for with that 11. And the people who can find it, especially in the recurve class, have a big advantage because there's a lot of points on the table with that 11 ring in there.
And you can see how close Landi is. Just a couple of those 9s just right around the edge of that 10 ring. And of course, so that's only the second 9 for Gabby. Although it looks like so 29 points each. So let's see where it goes. Let's go to PJ.
Equipment here. Your riser. That's the only one I don't recognize. What kind of riser is she? Oh, there we go. Vivix, yes. And your limbs?
2. Phoebix 2, yeah.
It looks like we got the Excel sight here. Stabilizers.
Always Phoebix.
Always Vivix, all right. And plunger.
It's biter.
It is biter, okay.
And the clicker 2.
And the clicker too. Your arrows, we're shooting X10s with biter knocks.
Always better. And the wings are Jet 6.
All right. Thank you for that. We'd like folks at home to know what equipment we're using out here. So through 3 ends, we have a 2-point lead for Gabby Schloesser, 88-86.
All right, so a 2-point advantage here to the final end. And of course, Connor, for some people that may be tuning in for the first time, do you think they're a little stunned that we're not doing set scoring system here?
Yeah, usually World Archery stuff, it's set system, but at the Classic, everything is total score and 4 ends, where in World Archery total score matches, you'd normally see 5. So a little bit of a different format here, but works out well for these matches. And with 2 points in it, while it's recurve, we might see a 12, and that's a big swing for Vanessa there with picking up 2 points, leveling the match. And she has another opportunity here to take the lead.
That's 2 11s in a row so far for the Italian. There is a 30-second shot clock.
Yeah, plenty of time. In other World Archery tournaments, it's 20 seconds. Here at the Classic, it's 30. So you do have plenty of time if you do let down.
And with 7 seconds on the clock, a 10. Gabby needs an 11 here to bring it back to tie.
All right, so this means 10 to win for Vanessa.
Nine ties. 9 ties. So we're going to wait for the official score. So we could go into a shoot-off here. That'd be nice, entertaining for us.
Yeah, good start to the recurve session here. Yeah, and while we're speaking of how different the format is, the shoot-off format is quite different as well. We'll get to that with our judge here in a minute, but it's a cool format and very exciting to watch.
So let me ask you this question. We have a 12 that's in play, so it's official. We have a tie. All right, so what they're going to do is they're going to replace those targets, and then we're going to have the shoot-off rules. Let's actually go, yeah, so here it is. So it's a sudden death, high score wins. 12 ring is in play for the first 2 arrows. Archer must call the 12 ring. If the 3rd arrow is needed, closest to the center, X11 wins. So that's where we are. So basically what this means is if Connor shoots an 11 and I shoot a 9, Connor's going to win. If we both shoot 10s, we're going to go to a 2nd arrow. If we both shoot 10s, then we're going to go to a 3rd arrow closest to the center. That's pretty simple, right?
Yep. Yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. There's a little bit of strategy that goes into it. With recurve, it might be a little different because of you might not see as many 11s as in the compound divisions, but there's always a back and forth kind of, is it better to shoot first, better to shoot second? You know, second you get to see what you need to do to take the match, and going first you get to set the pace.
All right, so Schlosser's going to shoot first, and she did ask the judge, can she shoot any target?
11.
Oh,
what a shot.
And I think the preference of that top middle target paid off for Gabby. An 11 to tie,
9.
and a 9. So Schlosser on that 11, and an outstanding shot, is going to advance to shoot against the number 2 shooter. Here's PJ.
Vanessa Landi from Italy. She's going to finish in 4th place, take home $500 for us. Let's give it up for Vanessa Landi. And how about Gabby Schloesser? Perfect, dead center 11. Looks like we're ready for our number 2 seed from College Station, Texas, 2024 Olympian Catalina Gnoriega.
So for Catalina coming in here, interesting match. Schloesser and Gnoriega, they're best friends. They hang out, they love archery. Catalina, of course, born in the U.S., but also has residency in Mexico. And so she speaks fluent Spanish, and they're really good friends. These top 3 that we have here are all intertwined with each other. Of course, Catalina an Olympian, was at the last Olympics, and then made the decision to go back to Texas A&M, your alma mater.
Yeah, so we're teammates at Texas A&M. It's been great to add her to the team. She's a great shooter, and she's earned her way up here, and it's awesome to see her up here. This is her first time up at the classic stage. So
Good strong shot right out of the gate, just a little bit low for Catalina. Here comes Gabby, fighting this sickness, trying to stay strong in these shots. And of course, let's talk about on the daily, what do recurve archers generally practice? What's their arrow volume like?
yeah, recurve, it's a lot higher volume than compound. Normally you see 200, maybe even up to 300 or more arrows a day. And yeah, it's what it takes to be as good as they are in this class. So
Good shot. About a year ago, Gabby Schloesser and I went down to Chile for the Pan Am Games to commentate. Of course, she resides now in the Netherlands, so she wasn't qualified to compete in the Pan Am Games. But it brought her down for that. And when we were down there, she brought her bow. And at any opportunity, not on the field, she would blank bail too, just to stay fit. Here's PJ.
Final stage. I can't remember if you've been up here before.
No, this is my first time.
First time. How does it feel?
I'm pretty excited.
How does it feel compared to the Paris Olympics?
I don't know, it's different because it's indoor, I think.
All right, can you run through your equipment for me, Catalina?
I'm shooting the Hoy XD with Axia limbs, medium 42 pounds foam, Axel sight, biter plunger, gas bowstring, ramrod stabilizers.
Arrows?
Oh, Easton arrows, and angel quiver.
All right, very good. Well, welcome for your first time to the classic stage, the final stage. After our first end, we have 31-27 lead for Gabriela Schlosser.
She mentioned that her limbs were medium. What does that mean?
yeah, so there's a lot of customization in how long your bow is. Normally, most of these Olympic recurve archers are shooting a 25-inch riser, and then the limbs is kind of what changes your overall length. So short would give you a 66-inch bow, medium would give you a 68-inch bow, and long would give you a 70-inch bow. So she has a 68-inch bow with those medium limbs, kind of the standard for kind of a middle-of-the-road, like average height person. So.
Okay. A lot of times so you were obviously large.
Yeah, I shot long limbs pretty much my whole time shooting recurve. Casey experiments between shooting long and medium. She kind of has tried both. I'm not exactly sure what she's shooting right now. But
We're going to find out because she's the #1 qualifier. The shoot that we're watching right now is the #2 seed against the #3 seed, and whoever wins this is going to go shoot against our #1 qualifier, Casey Kaufhold. That's coming up. But right now, it is just a battle as Gabby Schloesser starts out 11-10, possibly a 32, a 31.
yeah,
and that's,
so
and
two
that's even-
31s in a row. Yeah, she's shooting great.
So Catalina Gnoriega went to Paris, and I will say Catalina had an unbelievable first elimination match when she was in
Yes,
Paris.
against Katarina Bauer.
Yeah.
I was able to be there in the stands watching that match, and it was cool. It was cool to watch. She went up to her level and shot great, and just took it, and it was awesome to watch. And
then the second match,
very happy
just
for her.
very, very close.
So close.
And it would have completely changed her trajectory inside of the matches. And so a lot of potential for Catalina Gnoriega moving forward, part of the USA Archery team. So although it's so weird, too, because it doesn't feel like the LA Olympics are that far along, even though they're still, 3 years away, 3.5 years away. But it'll be here sooner than you think. So for Schloesser, who's been shooting 19 years, the impact of Gabby Schloesser on the team, Netherlands team, it had been such a long time. I don't remember the exact number, but it had been a number of years that the Netherlands had qualified a team to go into the Olympics. And she being the veteran leader of that team has really elevated the women's recurve in the Netherlands as well. All right, so going into our third end, again, this is women's Olympic recurve cumulative scoring. So Gabby Schloesser, who's shooting right now, 62 points. Catalina Gnoriega at 57 points. Catalina, of course, originally from California, now living in College Station, Texas. So that's why you'll see on her name placard, you'll see the California flag, because that's where she's originally from. Ooh, that one got away from her, but I can tell you this from being around Gabby and shooting with her and Mike for 3 weeks. Gabby has got, she loves indoor. There's just something about it, she just gravitates towards it. She puts a lot of work into it, and she can really explode.
Yeah, she's one of those people that we consistently see up here at the stage at the Classic. So she puts a lot of emphasis on it, and she's great at it. That caps off a third 31 in a row.
All right, I will introduce Gabby's coach back here.
Here's PJ.
But Mike Schlosser is Gabby's coach and husband. You'll see him on the 2020 banner. Mike has won this tournament several times. Welcome back to the stage, Mike.
And speaking of Mike, later on today, if you're a huge Mike fan, he didn't make it. He didn't make the final 8 for the Open Pro category, but not making excuses for him, but dude was pretty sick. He was pretty under the weather. And I mean, have you shot with a cold before?
Yeah, it's not good. Everything's moving, you know, sight pins moving and achy, and just as soon as you're off the line, you're just like want to fall asleep in your chair, and
when your body's fighting it, it's just taking energy from certain things, and you feel weaker, you shaky. It's not the look. People have done it for sure, and they plowed through it, and that's what Gabby's doing right now. But it is not the most comfortable way to shoot a bow ever. All right, here we go. Final end of competition. Now it's 93 to 85. So we'll see if Catalina decides that she just wants to hit that 12 button just for giggles. I can't imagine that 1.5 centimeter dot nuzzled down there. The 8-7 line is like an easy thing to do in Olympic recurve, especially with these skinny arrows they're shooting. Both of them are shooting probably X10s, I would think.
Yeah, both are shooting X10s, and that's something with female recurve. We don't see a lot of those big arrows like we do in men's recurve, just because of a lot of it's draw length, and some of it is also draw weight. It's just tough to get a thicker, stiff arrow to tune well, and so we see a lot more X10s. And I believe everyone in the field for the recurve women's shoot up here is going to be shooting those X10s. Catalina calls a 12 here for her last arrow.
Cat G going for the 1-2. Let's see what she's got. And she got a 10. Yeah, you got to hit the button. I mean, you got to hit the button just for the crowd. Here's PJ.
12 button for her last arrow. Our judge is going to do the official score, but we know that Catalina Gnoriega is going to finish in 3rd place. She's going to take home $1,000 from us, $500 from Hoyt. Let's give it up for Catalina Gnoriega.
I'll give her a cold. Good thinking. That's what a best friend's for.
All right, Gabby is going to move on to face our #1 seed from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Casey Kaufhold.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, he's got it down.
Lancaster? That's my bad.
Lancaster.
I've been saying Lancaster this whole time.
Yeah, no, it's like there's an I in there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think they do the same thing with South Carolina. Lancaster,
Yeah.
South Carolina, I'm pretty sure. Well, all right. So Hoyt's nominating the podium in this one. Casey Kaufhold, local favorite. So we have two Olympians squaring off against each other. Center stage, 2025 Lancaster Archery Classic here at the Spooky Nook Sports Complex. This is women's Olympic recurve, the final match. Who is going to stand victorious? Who's going to be the number one? Who's going to win all the ducats? We're getting ready to find out. Cumulative scoring. The targets are 18 meters, just about 20 yards downrange. It's a 40-centimeter target face. Both archers shooting 3-spot targets. And Kaufhold starts off with a high 10. The innermost ring is 11 if you're just joining us. That one was kind of a long hold for Gabby.
Yeah, it got just a little stuck. Went a little long. This one going a little long too.
Worked out.
Yeah, that's something that Casey's coach Heather has been working with her through this whole tournament, through qualifying. I was behind her watching, and that was something that it was all about pace. It's all about keeping a swift pace, moving through the shot, staying smooth.
Interesting. You can see her coach talking to her while she's at full draw. I don't know if she was clock counting, maybe? There's a 30-second shot clock. You can see it right there in green. Plenty of time to get an arrow
Yeah,
off.
plenty of time. It was most likely just guiding her through, knowing that, that you need to stay smooth, pull, relax, let everything go.
Here's PJ.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
What you been up to?
Oh, a lot of working, a lot of shooting. This is the first time I've actually worked the whole event and shot it, so it's been a busy weekend, but I've been having fun.
Yes, we appreciate everything you've been doing this weekend. You know the drill. Let's run through your gear.
All right, so I'm shooting the Hoyt XD riser, the foam axial limbs, the Achieve XP Pro sight from Excel bars, biter plunger, slicker clicker, gas bowstrings, DXT tab, Easton arrows, biter nocks, and top hat points.
Perfect. All right, Casey. Welcome back to the Lancaster Archery Classic Finals stage. After our first end, we have a 1-point match. Casey leading 30-29.
All right, so 30-29. I'm sorry, is that like the coolest product name in archery? Slicker Clicker?
Yeah, it's a cool one. Yeah, that's it's an idea that I think that was started. My dad stuck those normal like magnetic clickers that swing down like the whole way. He machined one of those to fit a biter plunger, and eventually it became the slicker clicker, and they became a manufactured product instead of just something we put together. So
look at the very tip of the arrow. Once you see that thing, that's the clicker. It's going to slam back into place once the arrow pulls through, and it's a way that recurve archers kind of regulate their draw length.
Yeah, it keeps everything consistent. Indicator of when to fire, and yeah, it helps a lot. And the blade clickers like we see here are the quickest, most consistent indicators. So that's what everyone's using.
Oh yeah, so it's got to like once that tip clears it's got to go hit that and give you that sound. So it's an audio cue too, right?
Yep.
Nice shot by Gabby.
Good finish there, Gabby. Thumbs up. How the nerves feeling?
PJ's asking her about nerves, and she's kind of giving him the thumbs up. I don't think PJ wants to get in there with that microphone now that Gabby. I'm telling you, man, I think she got sick overnight. She's fine most of the tournament when I got to see her. PJ's talking about her coach. See what Casey's having to say. Oh,
Responsible for a lot of what you see here at the Classic, organizing it. Heather, this is your favorite weekend of the year, isn't it?
100%. It really is. I love this event. I love everyone coming together, and we see great archery all weekend long at all different levels.
All right, we thank Heather for everything she does here. A lot of what you see wouldn't happen without her. After two ends, we have a four-point
everybody knows Heather. Whether
Yeah.
you know it, whether you know her or not, you know her.
Yeah, she's a great asset for us and for Casey. You know, she's a great coach, and she does so much for organizing these events. And she's also a great shot. She shot this tournament before in Women's Open. Was, I believe, one of the top seeds one year when she shot. And
Yeah,
but,
she's been on stage.
Yeah, it's so tough with working this tournament as much as she does. Like she said, it was about 2.5 hours of sleep before she went into that elimination day, and she wasn't able to make the shoot up. But she's a great shot herself. She knows she knows what it takes to be at this level, and I feel like that's a great thing to have in a coach. For both of these archers behind them, Mikey obviously knows all there is about being at this level. So
He certainly does. And he actually has a lot of input into like her shot, to Gabby's shot, and he helps her with equipment. Gabby is so experienced though and so confident. It's what I've found is that when she needs something, he's there. And Mike likes to learn, you know, so it's not like he's in his lane of only knows compound. He definitely understands what his wife goes through competitively. Imagine what this girl, the daughter they're gonna have is gonna be super archer maybe.
yeah.
So looks like unofficially we have 93 for Casey Kaufhold, 87 for Gabby Schloesser with one end to go. I will say that in the years I've known Gabby, she definitely is feeling it. She's taking big gasps of air trying to get in there. So I know she's pregnant and she has a cold at the same time.
Yeah,
And
tough
still performing.
situation.
Yeah, tough situation. Yeah, she's shooting through it though.
Yeah, she's done great her entire time up on this stage. Last match, I believe she shot over a 30 average for her ends. So I mean, it's awesome to see her pushing through and still performing at this level.
We have Casey, 93, Gabby, 87.
All right, so it's in the book says 93-87. There is a 12 ring at play if someone chooses to hit the button, which I would imagine if Gabby finds herself in this points deficit by the last arrow of this last end, that she's just going to go for it. Trying to put her face up on the banner again, Casey Kaufhold. I remember the year she won it, right? For when she went the first year, 2020?
Yeah, 2020.
The relief, though, right? From being
Yeah.
the rising star,
second,
the
and
daughter of the,
yeah.
you know. It was, now she just comes up on stage so much more composed, relaxed, obviously. A medalist in the Olympics, the Paris Olympics.
10.
Long hold, a lot of movement in that one.
Now we'll put it out of reach.
Yep. Come on, Gabby, hit the button. She's not doing it. She's going to put an arrow down there. Second place for Schloesser. So it looks like the final end got to be 29-29. So the gap we had coming in. And here's PJ.
She's going to finish in second place. $2,000 from us, $1,000 from Hoyt. Give it up for Gabby Schlosser. And our champion, $4,000 from us, $2,000 from Hoyt, Casey Kaufhold. How you feeling now?
Oh, I feel really good. Had a rough time here last year, so to come back with a win feels really good.
Well, excellent job up there, and now you get to go to work.
Can't wait.
Casey Kaufhold, 2025 Lancaster Archery Classic champ.
It's a good way to get it done.
Yeah, she shot a great match. Always like the standard, like above 30 average, and she did it this match. That's great shooting.
Coming off an amazing summer, continuing to roll, Casey Kaufhold, your winner in Women's Olympic Recurve. As the 2025 Lancaster Archery Classic from the Spooky Sports Complex rolls on in the shoot-up finals. Stay with us after this break when we come back to the largest indoor archery tournament on the East Coast, Olympic Recurve. And yes, one of the biggest names in the sport, Brady Ellison, is our #1 qualifier. Can anyone knock him off the spot? We'll find out when we come back.